Hi, I'm Leonardo Torrejón, but you can call me Leo. I guess I'll tell you the boring story of my mega duper incredible square samurai life. Although, it's not that incredible. But I have fire. I guess everything starts with the Big Bang. Dun dun dun! Blah 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 blah. There's this little big country that's not that popular, although it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. Not only having the biggest salt flats and the highest lake of the world, but having my heart. A couple of centuries ago, Bolivia had Spanish oppression, but one day we got released of it, calling that day Peace Day. On the commemorative day, I was born. I was the most beautiful baby in the country. Nah, I was probably ugly. I don't remember that well when I was born. I came to a family of three. It was a loving and beautiful family. At the head of the family, there was my dad, a Superman. Although, he was more like a super intelligent person. He liked to read a lot of books and he knew everything. My mom is a mathematical. She's really intelligent. I also have an older sister. When I was little, everything I did, it was thinking in her. I was always doing everything thinking in her. 1 year after I was born, my younger sister came to the world. I wasn't that sure that I was going to like her, but everybody tells us that we were inseparable, although I always made her play boy games. When I was 4 years old, my family and I went to live to United States, Florida. I don't know why, we just went. After 3 years living there, one day my mom took us to the park. She went to pick up the mail. In those 10 seconds she wasn't watching us, I broke my arm. My mom told me that it looked like a zeta. One bone was poking the other bone and the parallel of that one was poking the first one. The doctor spent more than 5 hours trying to fix it. My mom told me that it was really dangerous for a child of that age with anesthesia. After that, my parents talked and we decided to go back to Bolivia where all my family was. I went to 3 different schools. The third one was definitely. I went to that school for over 10 years. I didn't like it at the beginning, but after a while I made a lot of friends that I consider like family. On December 29 of 2008, I had the best day I could ever had. My little sister came to the world. It was the most beautiful thing that I ever saw in my life. Until now, nothing can be compared to it. One day, my dad took me to train a martial art. I didn't like it at the beginning. It was too hard, and I was really bad in it. But after a while, I started liking it a lot. I was all the time thinking it. I was eating it. I was dreaming it. I was all the time thinking in Aikido. It was perfection. That wasn't the only sport that I did. I started doing swimming. I realized that I liked swimming a lot, so I started training to enter the club. One day, the water polo team opened, and I tried to enter, and I entered. Another day, that team became the water polo team of Bolivia. It was the national team. I was so surprised of it, although it's not a big sport there, so it wasn't that hard. That wasn't the only groups of friends that I had. I was in a brotherhood. It was really hard to enter, so when I entered it, I was so happy. It was like one of the best days I ever had. Every person there treated the other one like a real brother. One day, my mom came back from a travel work, and she told us that we were going to Canada. It was devastating because my sister was studying medicine, so she couldn't go with us. It was really, really sad. It was the worst day I ever had. Nah, the day I went, it was the worst day I ever had. It was the hardest thing that I did in my whole life was saying bye to my sister. It broke me. The first month, I was living in a hotel. The first 2 weeks, I was sleeping in the floor. I didn't have friends. I didn't know anybody. And when I went out, everybody had a friend. It was summer, so I didn't start school yet. It was devastating for me. I started to be depressed. I was alone. I had no friends. I was without my sister. I didn't have Aikido. I didn't have water polo. I didn't have my best friends. I lost my family. I didn't finish school. I was going to university, but I didn't. I didn't have Spanish. It was really sad, but one day I went to a newcomers program. I didn't know what to do. Luckily for me, the rest of the guys were the same. So we started talking. I was like, hey. They were like, hey, I'm Leo. I'm reading. I'm Moby. I'm Ali. I'm Rad. That way I met some of the best persons that I ever met. So I guess with a smile and effort, everything in life goes well. Never stop trying and always try to be the best. Ale, feliz cumpleaños!